we just gave our expectations for the team. What did you think of Kyle Shanahan's answer? I mean, he was asked pretty point blank by Greg Papa, is this team better than the one that went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago? John Lynch said, yes. Kyle Shanahan said, it has a chance, and then went through a list of things that could be in their way or could hold them back or that would need to happen. What did you think of his answer?
I think that Kyle Shanahan gave a Kyle Shanahan answer. He doesn't deal in absolutes, and he's not going to come out and tell you this team is way better than it was in 2019 because he doesn't operate like that. You've got to give yourself an out. Plus, he also understands that there's circumstances that would lead you to understand whether this team was better than 2019. You're not going to figure that out right now on July 1st or whenever they recorded the state of the franchise. If that team is better, they've got to play games. So Kyle Shanahan understood all of those things. He's calculated. He never really gives any answers that are definitive or straight up like black and white. Everything is, we had to sift through how many Kyle Shanahan quotes during the draft process to try to figure out what he wanted to do with it. So his answer was not shocking to me. He could have just came right on and said, I believe we are. But he gave the answer that gives himself outs. So if anybody wants to call him back out on it, he can say, well, yeah, I told you, this, and this, and this.
Yep.
So it was a very Kyle Shanahan answer. I didn't expect anything less from him.
Super on brand for him. It is exactly how he answers questions. And when John Lynch went full optimistic, I was like, okay, here comes the yeah, but answer. Because that's just, we know Kyle. And I feel like it's just him being himself. He's super honest. He can't give a lie. He can't say something for the sake of saying it. But that's what you kind of have to do as a leader. Like, for example, covering Jim Harbaugh. Had Jim Harbaugh been asked the same question, he would have gave something very short in response. He would say, that's the expectation, and we're going to work hard to prove it. That's all you got to say. Not that we believe it. That's the expectation. You're either getting better, you're getting worse, and we're going to do everything we can to prove it. End of story. And Lynch kind of went there, although he said a little bit more, and Kyle went, full Kyle. And what I'm saying for Kyle is, look, man, we all appreciate your insight. You're right. What you said was right on, man. You totally let it out. But as a head coach of your team, like the purpose of this whole thing was to hype up your fan base and your players. So I just feel like, ask yourself, Jason, let me ask you, his blunt honesty in that moment, was it inspiring? You know what I'm saying? Was it motivational?
It didn't inspire me or motivate me. It felt right. It felt like how Kyle moves, and he did have a point when you talk about that. Again, it's so hard to talk about that on July 1st, whether this team is going to be better than a team that won 15 games and got this close to winning a Super Bowl. It's so hard to talk about those things in that way. Kyle's not dumb. Kyle's not going to give you that blunt answer, but Kyle sat there and he was like, okay, yeah, we could be, but let me just lay out, just in case you guys want to pull this back up and say that I said this, I also gave you all of these qualifiers as to why it might not happen.
I'm just used to NFL coaches projecting confidence in the face of that question. And what Kyle seems to always want to do is lower the expectations. Like, look, I'm really good, but I don't know about this roster that John Lynch has put together. We have a lot of questions here. Like, don't put my feet to the fire if things go sideways, because I'm not in control of everything. There's a lot that could go sideways. It's not in my control. And he's right, of course. But again, the head coach is supposed, I remember Harbaugh. You just go up there and you project confidence, come hell or high water. That's usually the way it's done.
The other thing is the state of the franchise. What that was for is to hype up fans, and you have to know all of those things. So I would have just said, "Hey, that's what we're looking to do. I'm really excited. That's what we're hoping for. Obviously,
that's the goal."
And when the other comment I thought was kind of good that he gave was about the Super Bowl. Yeah, well, obviously, I've been close twice, and I was like, oh wow, I was like, okay, Kyle. So like these are things that you don't normally talk about. But I was happy to hear him talk about that. I just don't know if 49er fans want to hear about him acknowledging that, yeah, the Super Bowl is the goal, and I've been there, and I'm kind of close. But, yeah, I didn't know how that was going to ring with 49er fans. I thought that was the more interesting quote for me.
I guess it's ridiculous for a reporter to be telling a head coach to be less transparent. Like, I think he prides himself on his transparency and telling it like it is. And I appreciate it, Kyle. But I'm trying to talk to you as quality control right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to do it all the time. Like, you can practice lying. I want you tonight to go in the mirror and practice lying, keeping your face straight, saying the minimal stuff, because sometimes it's in the best interest of your organization. And as a leader, you got to think that way. Do I need to lie right now?
I won't even say it's lying. He needs to work on his coach speak.
There you go. There you go. It's coach really speak.
It's coach speak. Oh man, he's a competitor. He works his tail off. Those things, it's generic. It rolls off the tongue. When you watch other head coaches, they don't even have to think about it. What do you think about this player? Man, he comes in and he competes. I love what he brings to the team. Look, I'm not an NFL coach. That's coach speak. Keep going. Give me, and I'll give you a coach speak answer. Go. Give me a question.
Are the 49ers better than they were 2 years ago?
That's obviously the goal, and that's what we're going to be working for every single day. And that's what we got a bunch of guys in this building who are going to, who are committed to the same goal. And we really believe in that group that we have in that locker room there. Boom. I'm an NFL coach. Done.
Exactly. What's funny is a lot of players can do it too. Like when you listen to Fred Warner talk, it's like, oh man, he's got coach speak down. This dude is 24 and a half years old. You cannot knock him off his spot. He's prepared for anything. But with Kyle, sometimes it's like, man, you should just ask him that question one more time because he to me is Will Ferrell from Austin Powers 2. You just have to ask him the question three times. Then he'll break down. I just can't stand being asked the same question 3 times.
Dr. Evil. He's like, that was easy.